Hello, I'm Ernest Jessup and welcome to this short tutorial on the Robo-Yeoman Command Qualification Board portal. When you arrive at the portal, you'll be presented with several sections. The first section is the References and Documents. Here we update all the pertinent information around 2-in-1 AQD qualifications, as well as force billet distribution. You'll also find the references that govern the Command Qual program, as well as Gov Deliveries and PQS. There's both a standard PQS as well as a PDF fillable version for electronic signatures. Feel free to use either one. In the center of the page, you'll find the actual button that initiates a new application. In the footer section, you'll have the different ISICs, whether it be a regional commander, so all 6 reserve regions are covered. If you look at the most recent application, it shows you the submission date and time, as well as the name of the form, followed by the reporting senior short title for the activity, member's name, echelon 4, and the current status of the application. In the case of the first one that we're looking at here, it's approved by the echelon 4, and the Command Qualification Board is scheduled. You'll see the convene date is March 10th. Okay, so in this tutorial we will walk through the steps of filling out and submitting a new application to your reporting senior. You begin by clicking on the button in the middle of the page. The window that opens provides you with several options. First, you'll notice that the form extracts your name from your SharePoint profile. We use SharePoint User Profile Services to pull the current user's information. So if you're logged in to the My NRH portal and you have an associated SharePoint account, it'll pull your preferred name that appears on various sites that you visit. In this role, you'll be the new applicant, so you select Nominee/Reporting Senior. You'll be presented with a form. The Save button is currently disabled. That button becomes enabled after you complete certain fields. You'll also have this red X, that's to exit and return to the main menu. The fields provide the information that is required in the corresponding text field or drop-down. Another hint is this blue border indicator on the left. If you see that, that means that that field requires information from you. If it's gray, like this one, nominee full name, it's auto-completed by the form. So let's begin by filling out a DoD ID. I'll make this number up and just give it all the same digit. There's a limit to that particular text field to match the 10-digit DoD ID requirement. Submission date is automatically populated. In the next field, you can select your rank. And notice that as you select certain things, the auto-completed field starts building. Okay, so my nominee full name is Lieutenant Commander Ernest Jessup. If I plugged in a middle initial, that field should also update to reflect what you entered into the middle initial. Are you a member for commission unit? This question, we tend to receive questions around this. So if your unit CO, NRU CO is your reporting senior, then more than likely you're a member for commission unit. If you select no, then your reporting senior will be the NOS CO. Okay? Just to quickly summarize that. So are you a member for commission unit? I'll select yes in this case. The section for the debt OIC is hidden at this point because I selected yes. For the sake of this demonstration, I'll go back to no, and the NRU CO unit information appears again, and I'll just make up a unit. I'll continue filling in fields in the form. And the reason why I'm using my own email, my own personal email, is because I don't want these people to actually be notified. So, of course, as you're going through the application, use the correct information in these fields. The point of contact at the reporting senior command. So someone who can be notified on your behalf regarding your application. The board convene date, your requested board convene date. So more than likely you're coordinating with the potential command qual board chairperson a convenient date that you can propose to the echelon 4 approver. Okay, so here in this section you'll provide the command qualification board chairperson, their email, their current unit or Navy Reserve activity, as well as what qualifies them to chair your board, whether they were a current NREU CO, former current commission unit CO, or prior commission unit CO. These requirements are outlined in the 1412 instruction. And to clarify, the current NREU CO means that they are currently sitting in that role. It doesn't apply to who your current NREU CO is. So these drop-down fields pertain to what experience did the member have that qualifies them as a board member. As I'm filling out the application, you might have noticed that there are red asterisks in certain fields. That means that the field is mandatory, and if you try to submit without that field being populated, you'll receive a validation error and you'll have to complete that entry. Remember earlier when that save button was disabled. Notice that it's blue now. That means that you can save your progress and continue this application later. For the sake of this demonstration, we will continue filling out the form. The echelon 3 or 4 information. If you use the drop-down, you'll see the current commands that are utilizing Robo-Yeoman. Depending on which selection you make, it will auto-populate the primary and alternate approvers, as well as the short title. The 6 reserve regions have the deputy commander as the primary approver, followed by the N3 or N7 as the alternate. In this demonstration, I'll use RCC Norfolk. Captain Forrester is the primary approver, followed by Lieutenant Commander Courtney Turner as the alternate. You can provide additional comments for consideration, whether you justify the board membership or the methods of conducting the board. Feel free to use this as an amplifying comments field. When you're ready, you'll go to the section at the bottom for candidate submission. You'll have a choice of yes or no. To submit to reporting senior, we'll select yes, and once again, using user profile services of SharePoint, it pulls your preferred name and provides a date for submission. You press the submit button and you'll receive a view if the submission was successful, which it is in this particular case, and we'll exit the application. When you refresh the screen, you'll see your newly created application depending on the region that you selected. In this demonstration, we selected Mid-Atlantic Norfolk, so our new application appears at the top of the list, and the status reads submitted to reporting senior for approval. If I go to my email box, I've also received an automated email. This email is from the applicant to their reporting senior. In my example, I use myself as both the applicant and reporting senior, which is why my name appears in both the to and the CC. So it should be to my reporting senior and copying myself. The email provides instruction to the reporting senior on what steps are needed to endorse your application. This concludes this video on submitting a new command qualification board application.